Well, that was pretty fast. We got a 7.33 B patch already. Pretty crazy, man. And really, I've already skimmed through the patch, and it's a big patch, guys. Like, this is a big patch. 7.33 B is honestly what I would expect from 7.32. Not even a letter patch. It's pretty significant, you know? This feels like a full patch based on my previous standards. All right, maybe I'm being a little bit too harsh, but either way, really solid patch we got here. Let's talk about the implications of the patch and what you should know about it. And also another quick thing, just want to let you guys know that the Gamely website is 50% off right now if you use code DOTA733. I'm saying that because over there, I'm covering every build I want to talk about. Yes, I want to do that on YouTube, and I will be making plenty of videos here on this YouTube channel, but I can't cover everything on YouTube. There's just too much to talk about. So a lot of the videos, a lot of the discussions and builds that I want you guys to try are going to be over on the website. I'm going to be posting over there 2 videos a day, a lot of videos to check out. And so yeah, go subscribe. All right, so getting into the general changes, they're very important. The main one being that in the channel time for the twin gates, the gates where you can teleport between them, is a second longer. And that's a big deal because you would use these to move throughout the map. I personally would use them a lot for increased farming efficiency. So, you know, it's not the end of the world, but it certainly does hurt your ability to use them to gank opponents, catch people off guard, roam in the early game, farm efficiently with the dual camps that are close to each other. In general, the twin gates are very important, still going to be used a ton, just a little bit worse. Tormentor's Reflect doesn't count illusions, so I guess against like PL and Naga, they were really good against killing Tormentor. I also heard that Meepo could solo kill it. Meepo probably still can because he's not an illusion, so if you're playing Meepo, you can kill the shard boss alone. Tormentor's Unyielding Shield base barrier amount increases by 200 every time they respawn. Okay, so I guess they had a bit of a shield and now it increases by 200, which doesn't seem like too much. Night bonus movement speed is now also disabled when a hero damages an enemy controlled unit. I guess that's anything from like an Ench creep to a hero. So essentially you just lose a lot of movement speed if you hit something. Not creeps though. Not creeps, but like Ench creeps or Chen creeps or a lone druid bear or a hero, you actually lose your movement speed. So for a lot of people who don't know, you get bonus movement speed during the night. And you still do, this doesn't get rid of it. Just now if you hit something and it's 30 movement speed, so it's a lot. You actually lose quite a lot. I don't know how long it's disabled for. Probably like 2 seconds, 3 seconds, something like that. Blood Grenade can be now stacked up to 3 times. That's pretty good. Stacking these things is very powerful because you can just have like 150 health even if you don't use them, which is like 50 health for 65 gold is super solid. Like that's not bad whatsoever. You don't even have to use them. So people are probably just going to stack blood grenades just for the health. And if they happen to need it, they happen to need it. Boots of Travel 2, Town Portal Scroll increased from 30 to 40. Okay, so now the only main benefit of upgrading to Bots 2 is I think they give a little bit extra movement speed from Bots 1. I think it goes from 105 or 100 to 110. And then it also allows you to teleport in only 2 seconds instead of 3 seconds, and you can teleport to teammates. So still a benefit to upgrade them, but definitely feels a little bit bad losing that 10 seconds of TP time. It was really nice for certain heroes like Doom. It was a big one for me that I would buy Boots 2 on. Crimson Guard strength to block damage decreased from 60% to 50%. Still going to be a good item in the games where it's good. Disperser, self or allied targeted suppress can now be dispelled by enemies. I forgot you could buy this thing and then put it on teammates and they couldn't get slowed. Now it can be dispelled. Okay, I don't really think a lot. I honestly have never seen this item almost ever. I don't think I've seen it a single time in my games. I'm not gonna lie. The upgraded diffusal blade, I don't think I've seen it. Phylactery. Recipe changed. Recipe 200 gold replaced with Sage's Mask. Wow, that's incredible that they've made such a significant change. Like this seems like a change that they've really thought through. I think the main reason they're probably doing it is I personally have seen not a single one of these, like literally not a single one. Maybe it's not a bad item and people just aren't willing to give it a shot and mix up their builds, but I haven't seen it. So essentially this item is built from a point booster, which isn't that good of a build up. It's okay, but not great. A diadem, which also isn't that great, and Sage's Mask. So the buildup of this item is pretty, it's like not terrible, but it's also not great. And then every 6 seconds, it also gives 7 all stats, which is slightly better than diadem. And basically every time you cast a spell on someone, it deals a separate 150 damage and slows them by 50% for 1.5, which, I mean, it's honestly, it doesn't seem horrible for 230 gold. Maybe it's okay, I don't know. It's a 6-second cooldown, it's 150 damage, that's certainly not bad. Like if you rush this item, it's kind of a lot, right? I feel like certain heroes maybe should consider rushing this. 150 damage every 6 seconds is good for farming. Like a hero like Zeus, right? Why wouldn't he like consider this item, right? 2.3k gold just for 150 damage? it's a lot. If it did like 250 damage, it'd be super broken, I think. So maybe it's good. I don't know. General, if you already have a neutral token, oh, this change is great. If you already have one, if you have a neutral item and you pick up one of the same tier, it just immediately stashes it, which is really, really nice. Faded Brooch, mana bonus decreased from 200 to 125. That makes sense. The item's a little bit too good. Giving 20 movement speed in the early game and a mana pool is just too good. So honestly, I think the main, because they didn't nerf Oculate Bracelet, that's the one to go with, guys, right? It gives 10% magic resist for all stats and mana regen when you get hit. I think that's the best item, in my opinion, by far. On average, Tumblr's Toy is great for certain heroes as well, so just depends. Seeds of Serenity is a little bit better now. Okay, Eye of Vizier now provides a little bit of mana regen. That's not bad. It gives cast range and reduces your max mana. It's just hard to justify this item, man. It's just tough, because like, if you're playing support, are you really going to take this item on most heroes? It's going to cripple your mana pool. Yes, it gives mana regen now, which is nice, and that certainly helps, but it just cripples your mana pool. Like, most of the time, just take, like, Bracer, you know what I mean? And just get your HP pool up. Just be a little bit tankier, I don't know. Specialist Array, damage bonus increased by 2. Crackshot now has a bonus 225 search range. Okay, it's okay. That's a nice change. I don't think anyone's really going to take this usually, but it's not bad. 5 all stats and 12 damage, 17 damage. This item's not bad. It's really not. It's just tough because there's items like Vambrace, and I think Grove Bow is tier 2 if I'm not mistaken. Like, there's just items that right clickers will just generally prefer, being like Vambrace probably being the main one. Ogre Seal Totem. Ogre Seal flop slow duration increased from 1 to 1.5. And, well, they buffed Ogre Seal Totem? Why would they do that? Why did they think that was necessary? This item's really good. I think what they did, Valve definitely has stat sheets of what items are picked. And Faded Brooch was probably criminally overpicked. Seeds of Serenity, it gives 150 health, so maybe support should consider taking it. And it gives 10 HP regen. That's really not that bad for 14 seconds. It's okay. This item's okay. It's okay. It's just like, it's hard to justify taking certain items over other items, right? Ogre Seal Totem, maybe people don't take this item, but guys, it's 10 strength, which is 222 health, or 200, they changed it, 240 health now. Yeah, they buffed strength. So, and it allows you to move, and it can't be dispelled. Like, this item is so good. It's so good. The fact that, like, potentially people don't take it enough is crazy. I don't even know what this item does. Vindicator's Axe, it gives 30 attack speed, 30 damage if you're silenced, and 20 armor if you get stunned. That's pretty legit, right? If you're playing against something like Sven, for instance, and that guy stuns you, you just get 20 armor during the stun duration. I'm sure this item is situationally broken against certain right-click stun heroes. Probably, it hard counters Wraith King, hard counters Sven, hard counters Abyssal PA. This item is definitely not that bad, because 30 attack speed is really good. And then if you're like a low armor hero that needs to not get bursted in a stun against some sort of blink stun, physical damage, this is good. It's situational as hell, but like really a cool item. I like this item. Aesthetics Cap. Okay, so this is the item. Did they buff it? Endurance cooldown decreased from 30 to 20, and the duration. I mean, this item is also not a bad one. I think people just don't know when to take it. It gives you health, and basically it's really good if you have to be the guy who walks up the hill and initiates the fight, and the enemy has like a lot of hard stuns. It's definitely not a bad item. It's just, once again, hard to justify it compared to like Spell Prism or something like that, where it's just, Spell Prism's just a more consistent item. But this item is super legit if you're playing like, let's say you're playing Puck and the enemy only has like one real stun that can catch you. It's gonna allow you to basically be unkillable. So situationally, this item, similar to Vindicator's Axe, is really good. Havoc Hammer, a little bit extra strength and damage, okay. This item sucks generally, and the attack range and cast range on Telescope better. People should be taking Telescope. People are just greedy, man. Telescope is a great item. It lowers scan cooldown by 50%, which is frankly insane. Scan is very valuable in the late game. If you're a position 5 player, you really should, or 4, you should consider taking it instead of being greedy and taking one of the flashier items. It's just 125 cast range bonus and attack range is incredibly good in a lot of matches and should not be overlooked. It's a big mistake if you're not taking it and you have like a Muerta on your team, or like a sniper or a drow, and you have a bunch of spellcasters. I mean, it is criminal not to take a Telescope in a game like that. Ancient Granite Golem is worse, okay? The Centaur Courser gives way less magic resist, okay? Like way less. The movement speed aura on the Kobold Foreman is worse. Not by a lot though. Ogre Ice Mage is worse. Okay, so I guess maybe they were looking at like Chen's most dominated creeps or something. I'm not really sure why they picked these ones in particular. I really don't. They're all good creeps, like don't get me wrong. Are they really the broken ones? Maybe. Alright, let's get into the hero changes. Alchemist, base movement speed down by 5, rest in peace. Nah, still okay. Radius, okay, wow, 75 less radius level 1. So the radius on Acid Spray is going to be much, much smaller, and it's 1 less armor, which really does suck. It's gonna cause you to lose kills in the early laning stage. It's gonna cause you to farm a little bit slower. It sucks. Do I think this kills Alk? No. I think he'll drop from 53% win rate to, let's say, 51.5. I think it's significant nerfs, but nothing to like remove the hero from Dota for sure. Ancient Apparition, Cold Feet nerf. Funny enough, wow, the hero, I haven't seen it in my pubs, but the win rate's good, so. Batrider, strength gain increased by 0.2, it's nothing crazy. No longer amplifies the damage of Blood Grenade. Well, that sucks, because I really think the redeeming quality of Batrider was Blood Grenade. I think without him amping Blood Grenade, I don't know if this hero is very good. It's one of the lowest win rate heroes in Dota. They did buff the other abilities here, so Firefly now does 120 damage. But the problem is, yes, this ability does 120 damage, which is like an insane amount, don't get me wrong. It's just a flat 120 burn. I mean, that's pretty crazy, guys. I'm not gonna lie, it's a lot of damage. But the thing is, you wanted to play around Sticky, and so they nerfed Sticky. Like, yes, it's cool that this ability used to do, it used to do 60 damage at max, and now it does 120. So the redeeming quality of Batrider is that Firefly is like an insane spell now, and it doesn't cost that much mana, which is nice, but most of your mana problems are gonna come from Sticky Napalm. I think the concept people might try, or at least I might try, is like a farming Batrider, where I'm more focused on playing around Lasso cooldown late game, like a Blink 4-staff type build, and I'm gonna farm by maxing Firefly, so maybe a 204 build. It just feels not bad. The new Flame Break's really good, so probably 214 is not bad. I mean, it's so much damage at max now. Like, you don't even have to build up Sticky for it to just melt support. So maybe a 214 build, lower the cooldown early, get that damage up. I could see that being pretty good. I don't know, the hero's tough though. Beastmaster, 2 extra strength is really good. He's a universal hero, so he doesn't get like insane amounts of damage from that. He gets, what, 1.2? It's not bad, honestly. So pretty big buff to Beast in that regard. Lower mana cooldown, Call It Wild. So, okay, decent buffs here. I don't think this hero is bad by any means. I think it's a tough laner, but probably not a terrible hero. Bristleback, super high win rate hero. Damage threshold from 2 to 225. Not the end of the world. Definitely hurts the hero. It's going to make it farm slower, do a lot less damage, but it's still going to cook. So the max stacks on Worth Path is higher, which is a good thing. But the damage per stack has been decreased quite significantly. I don't know. Okay, let's see. 25 times 10 is 250. 30 times 10 is 300. 25 times 12 is it's also 300. So at least at max level, if you have max stacks, it's the same damage, and it's probably about the same movement speed. I don't know for sure. Maybe a little bit less movement speed. So I would say Bristleback's still good. If you're a Bristleback enjoyer, definitely keep playing it. Just harder to get max stacks. Certainly weaker in that regard, but not the end of the world, definitely not. Broodmother, the lowest win rate hero in Dota. This hero's a joke. It has a 33% win rate. I think I checked the win rates before making this patch analysis. Apparently the win rate has shot up 4% since the change, but that's a small sample size of games. But yeah, these changes are big. 3 base damage, it's very nice. Base attack range, it's always a good stat just to make you stay in position. A little bit of strength gain, very nice. Base attack damage is solid. So let's say you're hitting for, what is this hero's base damage? You could probably get it to around 55, 40% of that is going to be about what, 20 something damage, 20, probably about 20, 21, 22. So it's not terrible, right? 20, it's still a nerf from what this ability was, which used to be, it was 35 at level 1, so it's still a nerf. The radius, what they really killed this hero is the fact that webs give like no regen now. Like this hero just doesn't, it's not nearly as good of a laner because the Q is way worse. It's just worse. I mean, they buffed it, but it's still worse even after the buff. So the Q is worse, but now the spin web radius is massive. Like these webs are insanely big. And the mana cost on spawn spiderlings is 20 less, which is really nice because you have mana problems on this hero, like big mana problems. So I don't know if Brood's playable. I really don't know. They nerfed this hero so damn hard. Like literally they just nerfed it so much. The damage is still worse from the beginning of the patch. Spin webs give you literally 2 HP regen instead of 5. Like, come on, 5 to 2? It's less than half of what it was. God. Chen, base strength decreased by 2 and Penitent's attack speed decreased by 20 at max, which is the significant number. All right, I mean, Chen's still broken, I can tell you that for a fact. I mean, this hurts the hero for sure, but I don't think like 2 strength is gonna end this hero. It's gonna make it die sometimes, but for the most part, like, you're still able to flash farm and hit stupid item timings, and that's really what makes this hero broken, and that didn't change, so yeah. Clinks. I actually don't think Clinks is bad as his win rate showed. I think people just have no idea how to build him. I'm eventually going to make a Clinks video when people figure it out or someone figures it out. But this is huge. Base agility up by 3. That's really big for the hero. Base int up by 3. I mean, these are huge numbers, right? Up by 3. That's crazy. 3 damage is really good for the lane. Tar Bomb goes way faster now and has a massive radius increase, and that's huge because this is your main ability as far as I'm concerned. It lets you do bonus damage, it's a low cooldown, it does 100 damage, so I'm pretty sure this is your main spell. You like spam it in general. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you spam this and it lets you last it. So I don't think this hero is that bad, I really don't. I really don't. I think Clinks is probably okay. People just need to figure it out, and so yeah, I'll make a video when that happens. Clock got 1 base strength, which is pretty good. Mana cost on cogs is better. And level 10 power cogs cooldown reduction. What? I must have missed that in the patch. Power cogs cooldown reduction. Oh, no. That's just the cooldown. Okay. Well, I guess you can spam power cogs, but are you really going to take that over Rocket Flare cooldown? The answer is probably not. Rocket Flare cooldown is just better because you're spamming Rocket Flare where you're not going to spam cogs, so I just don't think you're gonna take that. Probably not. Darkseer, cooldown on Surge increased, only really worse at level 1 though, so not the end of the world, doesn't matter too much. Darkseer is very powerful, guys. Very powerful hero right now. Dazzle, base mana regen increased by 0.3. Yeah, not bad. Definitely not bad. I mean, that's quite a lot. And the mana cost on Shallow Grave decreased. Okay. Guess Dazzle has mana problems? I don't know. Enigma, shitty hero. Legion Commander, cooldown. Ooh, wow, that's rough. Cooldown increased from 50 to 60, 55, 50. That could hurt you sometimes for sure. Level 15, overwhelming odds damage reduced. And okay, still probably a good hero. Still a good hero though. I think this hurts her, but honestly, are you gonna find a duel every 50 seconds? Sometimes, and so it's gonna hurt you sometimes, but it still scales. You hit level 12 pretty fast on this hero, so like, I don't think this is the end of the world. Still going to be a 52, 53% win rate hero, I think. Magnus, a little bit by 0.1. Come on. I mean, I don't know. Maybe this isn't nah. I feel like Magnus is probably good in this patch of like a billion creep camps, right? This hero is probably better than people think. I don't know. I might have to play some mag games. Marcy, strength gaining increase and Dispo's mana cost is good. That's good because she has mana problems and she wants to spam this ability and she gets a little bit of strength gain. That's not bad. Also, the level 20 rebound stun duration. Are you going to take that over the other one? Maybe. 0.75 extra stun is a lot. The other talent's great, but 0.75 extra stun is a ton. Base int increased on Medusa by 4, which is a huge number. Outgoing damage on split shot increased by 10%, which is a huge number. Mana gain increased on Mystic Snake up by 5% at level 1 and 2% at max, but mainly 5% at level 1. Huge buffs to Medusa. Illusions now benefit from Mana Shield. Okay, I guess her Manta. Whoa. Oh, so you can't even kill her Mantas now. Oh, wow. So Manta Medusa is probably really hard to deal with, at least killing the illusions in the side lanes. Okay, that's huge. Oh yeah, that makes sense. Her illusions probably completely sucked because they did. That's funny. Okay, so that's probably a big reason why you couldn't even play the hero because you couldn't even use Manta. Now you can. Oh, that's huge. And the damage per mana increased from 3.2 at max to 4. That's insane. I guess it's at level 5, right? This ability is 5 level. That's still a crazy buff. This hero's way better now. I wonder if it's good. It's probably pretty good with like how many camps are on the map. You can also create 2 stacks of ancients for her. I can't imagine Medusa is bad as long as PL's not in the pool and Animage is out. The problem is, here's the problem with Medusa right now. If the enemy team has mana burn, she's ass. Because she has, literally if there's a Nyx on the enemy team and he hits her with her ult, she just like dies. Because Nyx ulti just burns half mana pool. That's just how it works. Mega Meepo no longer pulls meeples out of dual black hole and chronosphere. I had no idea it did that, but people were definitely abusing that. That's really stupid. Huerta lost some Agi. Okay, 2 damage and some Agi gain. Not gonna kill her, but, you know, hurts a little bit. Not gonna kill her, though. This doesn't even hurt her damage. She's an end hero, so not the end of the world. Omni Knight, Heavenly Grace, 1, 2, 3, 4 base strength, nerf. Oracle, I said this hero was broken. Oh, I don't know if this video is coming out before or after my top 5 supports, but I made the top 5 supports before this, so I couldn't account for everything, obviously, but I don't think any of the 5s really got nerfed, but yeah, I think this hero is still really good. Wow, that's a big mana cost nerf, 60 more at max. The 20% heal amplification is not the end of the world, still a ton, still a huge number for just a shard. Big nerfs, but still good. Pango, 2 base strength is nice, that's 44 HP after the buffs to strength. Mana cost increase, okay, that's very nice. Mana cost decreased from 75, 80, 85, 90 to just 75 flat. It's pretty big. Mana cost on Rolling Thunder, 100, 150, 200 to 100, 125, 150. So I guess this hero had mana problems. At least that's Valve's analysis. And This helps it a bit. Phantom Lancer, base movement speed decreased by 5. Not the end of the world, but okay. Movement speed's always a big deal, especially with how big of a map this is. Agility gain decreased from 3.2 to 2.8. That's a big decrease on agility gain, so pretty rough, pretty rough there. Spirit Lance damage from 100, 160, 220 to 280 to 70, wow, 100 to 70. So it's a nerf at level 1 really. So it's way harder to kill people with this, way harder to secure range creep. So much worse in the lane. Already a bad laner though, so if you get, basically if you get past the lane, the hero is about the same, to be honest. Yes, the agility gain is going to hurt it though. Because like when it gets to level 20, it's lost, oh, it's only like 5 or 6 agi, it's not that bad. PL's still pretty good, for sure. Still pretty good. Ricky, Aghanim Shard armor reduction reduced from 7 to 6. That's not going to change much. So Blink Strike slow duration rescaled from 0.2, 0.4, 0.6, 0.8 to 0.4 flat. Not too bad. You still rushed. You're going to rush Diffusal, so like I don't think this matters too much. It's certainly a nerf because you max Blink Strike, so like it's definitely a nerf and it's going to cause you to lose kills for sure. So it hurts, but I don't think this is going to kill the hero by any means. Backstab agility damage multiplier decreased from, it got decreased by 0.2, which actually is kind of a lot. Tormentors are immune to being backstabbed. Oh, that sucks. His talents got nerfed as well. Level 10 smokescreen rate. Nah, not really a nerf. Level 15 talent, this hurts a bit. So is the talent you would take, which was the Tricks of the Trade agility increase, was decreased from 50% to 40%. And his level 20 backstab, okay. So they've kind of just hurt this hero's ability to kill people, which makes sense. It was the highest win rate hero in Dota. On Dota buff. Was it? Yeah, it was. I don't know if it still is, but this is a lot of nerfs. So it will drop the hero's win rate probably about 3 or 4%, and it will still be a good hero though, for sure. Silencer, radius rescaled on Arcane Curse. Oh wow, it's just nerfed. Woof! Arcane Curse's radius at max is trash. It's 350 flat now, and it was 400 at max. Snapfire got 1 base strength, and the mana cost on Fire Snap Cookie is a little bit better. I don't think Snap's that good, but it's okay. Charge Darkness on Spirit Breaker. Charge bonus speed increased from 300. Oh, so he got 25 charge bonus speed. It's not bad. The bonus damage on his ult up by 25 at each level. Not bad. His level 20 talent on the bash chance increased from 13% to an extra 17%. That's pretty good. Timbersaw got 0.3 strength gain. That's a lot. And 0.3 agility gain. That's also a lot. Wow, okay. Pretty solid buffs to Timber on his level scaling. And keep in mind, Timber is a universal hero, which means every time he levels up, he's getting a bit more out of those changes, right? So helps him a bit more than other heroes potentially. Atrophy Aura on Underlord, a very picked hero, at least in the pro scene, and definitely very good in pubs. Atrophy Aura is 1% better at level 1, but then it's 1% worse at level 2, 3% worse at level 3, and 5% worse at max. I'm going to say not the end of the world, and the channel time on his Fiend's Gate also increased by 0.5. Also not the end of the world. A nerfs nonetheless, but nothing to kill a hero that is very powerful right now in the current meta. Crimson got nerfed, which hurts him a bit, but still. Vanguard did not get nerfed, neither did Mech, neither did Greaves, neither did Pipe. All items this hero prioritizes, so probably fine. Base strength on Vengeful Spirit increased by 1 and the gain a bit. Same thing with Agi, not going to help her too much. Mana cost on her stun, majorly buffed though. 25 less mana on Magic Missile at max, 10 less at level 1. Not bad. Certainly solid for a hero with major mana problems. Venomancer, max HP is damage decreased from 5, 6, 7. This is on his Noxious Plague. This is his ult. To 4, 5, 6, so 1% less, which hurts because it's max HP, so it's quite a lot of damage you're losing out on there. Probably good. Poison Nova, here's the major nerf here, so this is going to hurt the hero a lot. On the Aghanim Scepter, which is what you really wanted to get early on this hero, it's quite a broken act. It gave you your old ulti, and the magic resist reduction, for whoever it hit, it reduced their magic resistance, which is a big deal because it amps up all of your other spells and the spell itself. It went from 30% reduction to 20%, which is a huge nerf. So do I think Veno is still good? I think he's solid, but these are quite significant nerfs. This is going to cause him to lose out on a lot of kills. So I'm going to say this causes him to drop about 4 or 5% win rate. Maybe that's an over-exaggeration, maybe 3, 4% win rate. I don't know, but tough. I think Veno's pretty good, though. The fact that this hero can get a lot of damage early because it's universal is pretty significant. And we got 2 more heroes on the list here. Visage, mana cost decreased on Soul Assumption. Wow. This ability used to be 135. Funny enough, it used to be 110 back in the day. Then the hero became very popular and it got pushed to 135. And now it's back to 110. But I just think that the map does not favor Visage because I don't think like you need to force towers as hard this meta. I don't think that's really as important. which Visage is good at. He's good at kicking people out of areas, but if there's less areas, he's good at like taking a few camps away from the enemy, but he's not like a fast hero. Like Beastmaster is much faster, I feel. Like he's just, yeah, I don't know. I feel like Beast is better just in terms of how the map plays because he can just take all the camps, where Visage doesn't really do that. Yeah, in the soul assumption damage per charge increased. Okay, so, and they buffed the level 20 talent. Nah, I don't know. I just don't know if Visage is that good in this meta. He can buy the aura items that are strong, like drums and greaves, but he's not a big crimson buyer, and he's not a, I mean, you can buy pipe, but pipe got nerfed. So I don't know. Maybe it's fine. Maybe some games. Base movement speed on Void Spirit, and this is the last hero. Base movement speed decreased by 5, and the damage decreased on his Resonant Pulse by 10. So not gonna kill the hero, but 5 movement speed. I always like to say on this channel is a much bigger deal than you guys can think. Movement speed's just, you know, you're always moving. So in Dota, it's gonna make you a weaker laner, weaker rotator, farm a little bit slower, you know, not by a lot. It's by like what, maybe 5% worse or whatever. It's not even 5%. It's probably like 2% worse, something like that. 1.8% worse. Dota's game of small things. That's how you win the game. You optimize small things. So it certainly hurts. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. I just want to say before I end off this video, I'm very impressed. I'm impressed by Valve. This is an incredible B patch. I mean, it's a very fast B patch. When was 7. The major patch was only 5 days ago. So we're having basically a very significant patch only 5 days after the main patch, and I'm enjoying the new patch. I really am. I'm having a great time. I love the new map. I love the fact that I can try out some new builds. There's a lot of new things to try, a lot of new routes to take, you know, ganks to make, options you can play out. I love the new neutral item setup. The gold distribution on kills is very cool. Like a lot of cool stuff, man. A lot of cool stuff going on here with Dota, and I'm very impressed by this P patch. So hopefully you guys have the same sentiment. If you don't, it's fine. I'm curious on what you have to say in the comments. But cool stuff, guys. Very cool stuff. I'm impressed. So thanks so much for watching. I'll see you in the next one, and I'm out. Peace.
And that's all, but remember, before you leave, come on, before you tune out, subscribe to the Game Leap website where we are going to help you get to the next rank. If you're stuck, click the link down below, and I'm out. Peace.